Alright guys, today we are going to be learning Ombre. Now, this is just how I originally got it figured out. I'm going to show you guys that way, and then I'm going to show you the typical way. Basically, you do what works for you. Now, I've already got my hand prepped. I have my clear acrylic laid down. I am going to be using Send Nudes and Nut from the Glam Trap House. They're both glow, so I'm a big fan. Got my Valentino brush. And something that really helped me and made a huge difference is instead of capping in clear, we are going to cap with a sheer pink or a sheer white, but you want it to be almost clear. So very little tint to it, but that little bit of tint makes a huge difference in hiding your blend. Now, I like to start from the bottom and then come over top with my top color. Some people do it the other way. They lay their top color first and then bring the bottom up. I'm going to show you both ways. That's totally up to you, whichever way you want to do it, whatever works for you. Use as many beads as you want. And then I'm going to show you the little trick with the sheer pink that helps. I watched a Young Nails video, and it makes such a huge difference in hiding that blend and really giving it a, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess blend, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just gonna do regular, boomer nails for now. So what I like to do is start with, a medium-sized bead of whatever the bottom color is gonna be. Make sure you're burping your brush, obviously. You wanna get enough to cover half the nail, but again, you can always go back and add more. It's not, when I was learning to do ombre, I would do one bead of one color, one bead of another color, and then I would go back and add little dots to help with my blend. I'm going to show you that too. That's a little trick that, because it's really hard to get it the very first time with just the two beads. It's super hard. Ombre's hard. It takes a while to get that blend down. So you want to make sure your bottom half is completely covered, especially if you're using like a sheer white like I am. And I'm doing that because, I don't know, I don't like the really stark white when I do boomer nails. I kind of like the sheer of the nut color. So, what was I going to say? You want to make sure that that's feathered up so it lays flat here. Also, when you're doing ombre, at least when you're first starting, the more similar the colors are, the easier it's going to be for you. So if you're going like black to white, I don't recommend that when you're first starting out because that blend is super hard to master and really hard to hide when the colors are that different. So the closer the colors are on the spectrum, the easier it's going to be for you while you get your blend down. It's easier to hide. So after we get that one, we're going to take our second color, get, medium-sized bead. Now you're going to lay this just a little bit on top of this one. This is not your cuticle bead, so you want it up. You basically want to fill in most of the nail or whatever, however. Now you want to just pull that down, and you want to make sure that that bottom color is still a little wet, because that's going to help that blend together. You don't want to let it dry like I just did. So you want to just pull it down. Now, what I did here, because I let it dry, my blend's not going to be as good. So I'm going to have to blend it really well because I didn't let those two acrylics mix like I should have. So what I can do now to fix that, if the blend isn't how you like it, is take a little bit of that bottom color and work it back up while it's still wet. So you're going to spread that all the way across and see how these two are mixing because they're wet. Now you can pull that up. And then pull the rest of that bead down. Now, because those are wet, they mixed really nice and hid that blend. So you want to make sure that you're not letting each color dry in between. before you go in with your next bead, because you want those to mix a little bit. I know that goes against, you know, what we know, but you do want to let them mix just a little bit. And if it's not wet enough, you can always lay down a little bit more before you add that second color, just to give it something to mix with, okay? And then you go add your cuticle bead. It's my first time working with this hand, so bear with me. You want to push that up, and then again, just pull it down, and that'll help, you know, blend the rest of that little bit in. So, pat that down. So that's the way that works for me, is starting at the bottom and working my way up. However, most of the videos you're going to see are going to be the opposite. So I'm going to show you that too, because, you know, why be the weirdo, right? Now, we do have a pretty good blend here. However, as that dries, that line of demarcation, it's not as smooth as you're going to want it to be. So, while normally we would cap in clear, we are going to cap in something different, and I'm going to show you the difference that sheer pink makes in capping with that and leaving it clear. So, let's do the next one. So we're going to start at the top on this one. Get down there. Get down. All right. Now remember, we want this to be wet. So we're going to pull that most of the way down. And don't worry about the top yet. You can add your cuticle bead later, so just make sure it's nice and flat. But again, you want it to still be wet. And just pull it down as far as you want, because you want it to mix, so it doesn't matter how far down that goes. Now, I'm going to lay this right where I want my blend to be. And I'm going to pull that and pat it down. And then take your brush with it wet and blend it. I know that looks awful, but trust the process. This is why I don't do it this way. I have a lot of trouble working backwards like that. See how my blend isn't, it's really, I don't know, I'm not a fan of that way. But what you do now is get your cuticle bead and lay that on top and blend that into this second one. So when you go to lay that down and pull it down, it helps hide that blend a little better. I'm used to the plastic practice hand, so I'm still learning to work with the cuticle, because obviously the plastic hand doesn't have that. So, and my brush is being obnoxious today. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just over here throwing stuff. Okay, now, I had weird hair in it. All right, so now that we've got that laid down, and now you can see after I added that third bead, the cuticle bead, it kind of blended it a lot better. So when you pull that down on top, it's gonna help finish off that blend. And like I said, if it's not how you want it, or if you notice that your blend is uneven, like higher on one side than the other, what you can do is take the next color, whichever color, take just a tiny little bead and add it right where you want your line, and just spread it across, just like you saw me do on the other one. Spread it all the way across, pull it down, and then pull it up. If it's not even and you feel like you need to go back over it, rather than starting over, we'll just add little dots. And you can do that as many times as you need to get the blend that you want. Just lay it right where you want your line at, pull it down. See? Okay, still learning to work with that cuticle. It's giving me problems here. But anyway, I'm gonna flatten that out. Now that we're gonna let these dry, I'm gonna fix this cuticle really quick, and then I'm gonna show you the difference in using the sheer pink and the clear. Sorry for the silence. Anyway, ombre took forever for me to learn. I had a really hard time with it because I'm not very artistic. I'm more of a technical person. That's why I do really well with like color blocking and smile lines, because that's something that's technical. I don't need artistic talent. I don't need, I guess with ombre, it's more, not so much a skill as a feel, I guess. I don't know. But, so, I like straight lines. It's more mechanical, and ombre is more intuitive. Anyway, so now let me get you guys close up so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, see how this kind of, the blend is okay, but it's not great. And if I put clear on top of that, you're gonna be able to see all of that. So I'm going to use that core pink, and somehow, even though it doesn't have much color to it, it really smooths everything out. So we're gonna go ahead and do one more so you guys can get just another look at it. So I do want to say, you can start your blend wherever, doesn't matter, up top, down low, whatever. I guess it's up to the person. However, you do want to have your blend where you want it before you cap it in clear, because you want to file away the clear, not the blend. So you want to be careful to make sure you have it how you want it before you put that on. Otherwise, you're going to be filing through clear. Go ahead and pat that down. And now while that's still wet, we're going to get our nude. Lay that right there. We're going to do this one my way. And since that white is still wet a little, that gives it just a better blend. And then we're going to pull that up. Now this one has a pretty harsh demarcation line right there, like it's not blended the way I want it. So I'm probably going to go back and add more white maybe, or a little bit more pink and pull. Oh, okay, never mind, I fixed it. I pulled it down. But you can kind of see right here how the blend is a little lower right here than it is over here. You can fix that pretty easily. Just do like I did before and take a little tiny dot and add it all the way across, not just where you're missing some. That way, you don't end up with more uneven. And what you want to do is just make sure you pull the brush down to the same part with each stroke, just a couple of quick, even little strokes across all the way down to the same area, and that's going to help your blend really be, blended, I guess. All right, I'm gonna add my cuticle bead, and then we're gonna go do the clear so I can show you guys what I'm talking about with that pink. Oh, my dog was in here, and this hand, I swear it attracts all the hair, all the dust, all the hair. So you're gonna need to use it in a clean room. There we go. Push that up a little bit. All right, now we are going to add our clear. I'm going to show you what it looks like with clear. Oh, crap. I'm going to show you what it looks like with clear. Don't mind me, guys. I'm a mess. So I'm going to show you with the core pink and the clear, just so you guys can see exactly what I mean and the difference that it makes. Now let's get you a little bit closer. So we're gonna look at these two real quick. Okay, so we're gonna cap this one in clear because like you can see how that looks kind of harsh, right? So I'm gonna get my clear. Go ahead and cap that. Sorry guys, my joints are a little funky today, so my brushwork is not the best. So we'll go ahead and cap that. Ugh. Yeah, I'm having some brush issues today, so don't mind me over here. Now, the clear does help with the blend when you cap it. Like, it does make a big difference, obviously. It does help hide that and give it a nice uniform look. But, well, you're going to see in just a second. Now, we're going to take that core pink. And like I said, when you lay this core pink down on its own, it looks clear. You can barely even see the pink tint inside of the little jar. But for some reason on here, you get a whole different effect. Because, you know, acrylics like that. You can also do this with a white if you prefer. What you can do is take like a milky white and dilute it down with clear until it's almost clear. But like I said, even if you don't have this color, that's fine. Clear is still gonna hide that blend a lot. It's gonna hide it a lot. So if right before you cap it doesn't look exactly the way you want it, like, give it time, because once you add that clear, it's going to look totally different. Or pink or whatever you're going to use. It's going to look a lot different. Like, it's kind of like a filter, almost, for your ombre. The clear or the pink, really. Okay. Now we're going to let that dry a little bit, but I think it's probably enough to show you now. So let's zoom in. So you can see what I'm talking about. Sorry for the wobbly camera. So you can kind of see the clear, you can still see that blend really harshly, but the pink kind of filtered. It looks like a filter. It does make a big difference. And now once you buff and file and all that and add top coat, obviously that's going to make a huge difference. But you can already see that that little trick really kind of, I don't know. And as it dries, obviously it's going to look a little different. So we'll let these dry, and then I will come back and show you what they look like dry. So please hold. All right, guys, now they're all dry. Let's go ahead and take a look. I think part of it is that pink gives both sides the same kind of tone. Like, since they both have that pink on top of it, it kind of, I don't know. You know what I mean. It kind of matches them up, gives them the same feel. And whereas just straight clear doesn't. So this is the difference that little trick makes. But anyway, so that's ombre. If you guys have any questions or need any help, whatever, comment down below or message me directly, whatever you want to do. Don't forget we have the giveaway coming up. I think we're like 9 people away now. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to be entered. And as always, thanks for watching.